Hey everybody, Aaron J. Anderson here. It's been a while since I've been on YouTube. It's been a while since I've been on the internet. We're here in Puerto Rico, and as you probably heard, there was a huge hurricane that happened about September 20th, and it's been almost like 3 months, and I finally got my internet, electric, and water. Not in that order, but we're pretty good right now. We're fortunate enough to be on the west side of the island, where the hurricane, it hit pretty bad, but not as bad as some of the other communities here in Puerto Rico. I think there's still like 50% of the island, I think, is still without power, and I don't know what percentage without water, so I'm very fortunate. I want to thank you guys for emailing me and messaging me and asking me if we're okay and if I need anything sent to me. I so appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for that. I can't thank you enough for it. But let's get on to the video. And this video is about, people always ask, like, what camera should I buy? And when deciding a camera, one of the things that never comes up is the durability or the longevity of a camera. Now, with cameras coming out, it seems like every 6 months, maybe at least every year, there's always a new camera to buy, but not a lot of us have all that type of money to be buying a new camera every time it comes out. And quite frankly, there are always incremental updates. Usually there's like a certain technology that comes out, and then there's all these incremental updates for at least 2 or 3 years, and then maybe some new technology comes up and it does that again. So you don't necessarily have to buy a camera all the time. But if you're going to buy a camera, what is the one thing that you don't think about, and that is the durability of it. So, if you're new to my channel, I have many cameras throughout my 10 years of doing professional video and photography. And one of the cameras I keep going back to is Panasonic cameras, not only because they're mirrorless, but they're small, light, inexpensive, and they're durable. And to prove my point that they're durable, they're actually one of the most less failure rates than other manufacturers. And I found this this article here by Square Trade. See Square Trade here. Now Square Trade is a they do warranty. So if you buy, let's say you buy this camera here. This is a Panasonic GX85. Let's say you buy that camera, and it comes with a year manufacturer's warranty. If you drop it or something like that, or you break it, you're out of luck. Manufacturer's warranty doesn't cover that, only parts, and then it's only a year after that anyways. Well, if you want extended warranties, a couple of the warranties, a couple of my cameras that I warranted was through Square Trade, and they'll cover different types of warranties. You can go to squaretrade.com and check it out, but one of them is drops and spills. So that's kind of cool. So if you're doing a photo shoot and you drop it, well, they'll actually cover that. And if you spill something on it or it gets wet, it's kind of cool. But they did a little article here that I found on digital camera failure rates. And I'll leave the link in the description so you can read this whole thing yourself here. Square Trade analyzed 3-year failure rates for over 60,000 new digital cameras covered by Square Trade care plans. We looked at failures both by price point and manufacturer. Here's some of the highlights of the article. On average, 10.7% of digital cameras fail within 2 years, and 15.6% are projected to fail within 3 years. Accidents account for slightly less than 40% of camera failures. More expensive cameras tend to be more reliable than cheaper models. For point-and-shoot cameras under $300, Panasonic cameras had the lowest 2-year manufacturer rates, 5.3%, and Polaroid and Casio had the highest malfunction rates, 11.9% and to 13%. For DSLR cameras, Nikon and Canon were equally reliable. Let's get down to this part here. This is the camera failures by price. We next turn our attention to the reliability of camera by price point. We have categorized cameras into 4 price ranges that's, I should be wearing my glasses, that signify the typical consumer camera market segment. Under $150, value point-and-shoot cameras with limited features, not much zoom control, and are competitively priced. $150 to $300 are mid-range point-and-shoot cameras with numerous features and zoom capabilities. $300 to $500 is premium point-and-shoot cameras with the best feature sets, greater than $500 almost exclusively digital SLR cameras. So here in figure 2 we break down malfunctions by the price range described above. Note that the analysis only considers failures due to malfunctions, not accidents. So we see here in a 2-year malfunction rate, we got 7.4% with those cheap $150 cameras. And if we come over here to $500, now I usually end up getting cameras that are between $500 and $1,200, and that falls into this 4%. So at least you know the more you pay for a camera, according to their analysis, the less likely it is to have a malfunction. And it says here there's a clear correlation between pricing cameras and likelihood of malfunctions. Right down here, point and shoots under $300. We can see the manufacturers here. See, Panasonic is the best according to them at only 5.3% of malfunctions. And then we can see Fuji, Olympus, Sony, Canon, Kodak, Nikon, Pentax, Polaroid, and Casio. So you can see another reason why I like Panasonic is they're just more reliable. So that's something to consider when you're buying a new camera. If you don't want to be buying new cameras or messing around with failures, then there you go. Now, a lot of you could be also saying, hey, I had a Canon for 10 years and it never failed. Me too. I've had many cameras for many years and they never failed. I actually had one Panasonic GH2 fail on me. That's a Panasonic camera. You're never, it's never a for sure thing, but at least Panasonics you have a higher chance of having a camera that will not malfunction, at least in the 2 years. Let's go down here. Premium point and shoot camera. Panasonic was again, what was this? Oh yeah, this is the, let's just read this here for you guys in case you can't read it. Next we examine the reliability of cameras sold at a price point between $300 to $500, which we call premium point and shoot cameras. Since some manufacturers do not make many cameras in this price range, we only include those for which we have ample data. And again, we see here Panasonic is only 1.9%. So if you're buying a camera between $300 to $500 and it's Panasonic, you can rest assured that you're going to have one of the longer lasting or less problematic cameras opposed to Nikon. And then here's Sony in the middle, Olympus, and Canon is way up here. So they apparently have quite a lot of problems with those. Here we got digital SLRs. It says, now some readers are wondering who makes the most reliable DSLR camera. When you are about to drop close to $1,000 on a nice camera that you hope to have for years to come, it certainly begs the question. All we can say at this point is that there is no significant difference between Nikon and Canon's reliability in the 500 plus item price range. They both have about a 4% failure rate at the 2-year mark. At this time, we do not have a large enough information to figure that out. But it's still, Panasonic's still on top of even the DSLR over $1,000 from Nikon and Canon. They said they're at 4%. Well, this is at 1.9% Panasonic. So Panasonic wins on reliability. Conclusion on digital cameras reliability. In the study, we have found that digital cameras have about an 11% failure rate over 2 years when we include accidents. That includes accidents. That's like, whatever. I've never broke my cameras, but over the typical 3-year lifespan of a point and shoot camera, we project nearly 16% of them to fail. When breaking apart failure rates by price range, we do see that less expensive cameras fail more often than their more expensive counterparts. About $300, the reliability of cameras improves significantly. So if you're going to buy a camera of $300 or more, they're saying it's significantly, they have less problems. SquareTrade will continue to improve, provide updates as more data becomes available. So that's something to think about, guys. And like I said, I didn't read the whole article here. I should be wearing, I got glasses here. My eyes are starting to get worse as we go here. And that's it, guys. If you want a reliable camera and you don't know what camera to get, look at Panasonic. Now, with Panasonic cameras, they're micro four thirds. They're even for high quality. I mean, it's pretty high quality photos, high quality video, small package. Features are crazy on these cameras, and they're the most reliable cameras. This is a GX85. This costs what, $500? So, or something like that. maybe when it first came out it was 600, I can't remember, but that's above that 500 mark where they said 500 or more has a significant improvement on reliability. If you have any questions, leave some comments. Again, thank you guys for all the concerns for the hurricane, and we'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.